Right, next up we've got a group of 4 tubulars. I'll go through each one separately and we can light them as well as we go. Anyway, the first one we come to is a small Edison screw. Now this is the typical type of filament that these lamps had. I know they go back a few years. The rough service type filament. And they were made to more or less fit in the whole length of the lamp, unlike modern ones which tended to be just with the normal filament in them, but these did specialise and make a nicer job. I'll see if there's a name on that one, which I'm not too sure. Yes, there is a name. I don't know if the etch shows up very well. It's by Thorn. If the etch hasn't shown up, I'll read out what it says. It says Thorn G something at the end. I don't know whether it's blotted out a bit. 240, 250 volts at 25 watts. Code on there is B2M. From that we can probably work out the age of this. I would say it goes back a few years. Quite a few years. But that's a lamp that's made by Thorn. Let's light her up. I've had to dodge. I had to be a bit careful with this because I haven't got in use an SCS socket, so I've had to be a bit naughty. And I can only really show it a light now the way I'm holding it in. That's what it likes, a light. I'm not going above that because I haven't got a free hand. Anyway, that's the first one. Well, while we're on the screw base ones, I'll pick another screw base up. This one looks very similar. In fact, it could even be the same. There is an etch on there, but it's very unclear what it says. I think it's the same as that last one we've just put up. So, without further ado, there's the actual filament arrangement again. It's more or less the same. So let's pop that in and just show it a light. I'll put the power up a bit more. What I mustn't do is short it out because what I'm doing now is a bit naughty. There's the lamp alight. I would think it's the same lamp. Yeah, I'm more than sure it's the same. Now the next two are slightly different. Now here you've got the information on the cap. You've got 53, 25 watt, 230 volts, and you've got the trademark of Bell British Electric lamps. That would have been made in the factory at Wimbledon, Spencer Hill Road. Once again, the filament extends the whole length of the lamp. We'll get the camera to focus a bit better. Main job today, getting the camera to focus. There, that's a bit better. It's more or less a straight filament as opposed to the other ones which were sort of a wavy zigzaggy type. This is a straight, but once again it's what is known as a rough service filament. I think you'll find these ones were not fused. That one's certainly not fused in the stem there. Anyway, let's try that one out. Yeah, I've got a little socket for that. There is a light. At the moment we're on 120. I won't go above that, it'll just overload the camera. And I can see it working. 120 volt, and that is a typical rough service filament. On lamps that you bought recently, well before the ban came in, these tubular lamps and candle lamps would just have a normal coil filament. Most uninteresting, but this one has got a good rough service type filament. Anyway, let's go on to the last one, which is a little bit different. Well, I'd say different. Looking at it, you would immediately say, huh, it's a pip top, but you'd be wrong. It's obviously made this way. If you look down at the stem, it's evacuated at the stem. My only thoughts were this was possibly made when there was still the use of pip tops about. Another clue is that base with that wide collar. That indicates age. So I reckon that was made to not fool people, but to imitate what was common practice in lamps. The pip was always on the end where they evacuate it. So when they started evacuating it down at the pinch, they thought, well, people didn't know this, so let's put an artificial pip on. And that's what I think happened. Let's tell you more about the make. If I can see the make on this. It looks like the etch is done by hydrofluoric acid. Now, funny enough, we were talking about hydrofluoric acid the other night, saying how extremely dangerous it was. And my friend was saying, I'm not going to repeat here what he was saying because I don't want to get into people's ideas, but it was quite abused by explaining how certain people were using it, which I'm not going to go into detail for obvious reasons. I just say, and use the good old word, they're bloody fools, because they don't know how dangerous that acid is. That's hydrofluoric acid, the only acid that will dissolve glass or etch glass. So it's got to be pretty strong to do that. And I understand it's not a very nice thing to have. So if fools play about with it, well, they could expect trouble. Anyhow, this lamp is by Bell. It's registered. It's obviously one of the early ones. And it doesn't say made in England, it says made in London. And that would be at Wimbledon. Looks like 26 watts, which is an unusual size. It looks like 26. That is 240 volts. And on the other side, I think there's just a number. Yeah, there's a number down there. 80. That's probably a number when it was made. And also, if you look, there's a number on the stem, or on the pinch. 50470. So that would have been written on there during manufacture of the stem. So yeah, this tells me it's quite an old lamp, and as I say, that base is very, very reminiscent of early pip top lamps. I've got some upstairs that have got pip tops with this type of base, so it's a little bit unusual. Let me show you a light. Be very careful because that's quite a rare lamp. Well, in fact they all probably are. Look at that. What do you think of that? This is more than just an up and down. It's a lovely filament arrangement. See how it's done. Up, down, across, up and down. Now all in all, quite a choice lamp. And one lamp which has not seen very much service, if any service at all. So it's a very valuable lamp to have in the collection. Anyhow, that ends this little batch of 4 tubulars. I found these, I say, when I was sorting out one of the boxes of lamps. As I said before, I've got a very good friend coming in a few weeks' time, and we will be looking through lamps. I don't know if that night we should be getting any sleep. Somehow doubt it. But anyhow, getting boxes, sorting out boxes of lamps. So yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to it. Anyhow, once again, thanks for watching. Any questions, please ask. I'll try and get an answer to you if I know. If I don't, my friend will probably know. So there we are, the 4 tubulars there. Don't know what I'm going to put up next. I'll see what else is in that box. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. I think I'll get these 3 videos up on YouTube before I do any more. So thanks again for watching. Thank you.